In many magazines, web portals, and even credible news channels, reports keep on publishing on how China is emerging as a potent military power. While a good percentage of this is valid, this also has a lot to do with Chinese propaganda machinery, which has made inroads into Western media outlets and indirectly or directly incentivizes them to churn out stories that show the Chinese military in a good light. The main three branches of the Chinese military, PLA or People's Liberation Army, PLAN or People's Liberation Army Navy, and PLAAF or People's Liberation Army Air Force, have some distinct disadvantages. The dragon has a soft underbelly, and this can't be hidden from genuine probing eyes. We'll look into these one by one. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why the Chinese military is a paper tiger and will fail miserably in a real battle. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. After Xi Jinping took over power in 2012, he's emerged as the most powerful leader after Mao Zedong. He has time and again emphasized that PLA must obey the directives of the Communist Party China, CPC. Viewers may note that the PLA is a rare military in the world that obeys not the government, but the command of the CPC since the days of Mao. President Xi Jinping's comment indicated that things are not fine within. Many things came out in the open after the Indo-China clash in June. Both India and China had suffered significant casualties. The Indian Army stated that 20 Army personnel, including commanding officer Colonel Santosh Babu, lost their lives. The bodies of Indian soldiers were sent to their hometown, and they were laid to rest with full state honor. On the other hand, China didn't disclose its numbers. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian, during a regular press conference on June 22nd, was asked to confirm the number of casualties China had suffered. He did not even acknowledge that there were casualties on the Chinese side, saying, "I have no information to offer." Even though journalists have asked the same things again and again, the Chinese government has not given out numbers till now, and it's clear that there is a fear of backlash. The reason for this fear is the simmering discontent that's running in the hearts of more than 55 million veterans of PLA who've been treated even more poorly than the current ones, and almost have to beg for their due in front of CPC's regional officials. When push comes to shove, the PLA could actually revolt. Another important aspect is that PLA is not battle-hardened. It came to fore during the clash with India. When the Indian Army base got the message that the small contingent of around 50 soldiers of the India Patrol Party was heavily outnumbered, and about 300 to 350 PLA soldiers had moved in, it sent around 50 Ghatak troops. Ghatak is a Hindi word and means lethal in English. These are shock troops, undergo special training in hand-to-hand combat, and are battle-hardened as they regularly deal with terrorists that come from the Pakistani side. The Ghatak troops, along with the already present troops, launched the most brutal counterattack against the PLA. Reports indicated that they snapped the necks of at least 18 Chinese soldiers and smashed their faces with stones beyond recognition. The latest assessment indicates that China lost 35 to 45 soldiers. The Chinese pilots have very limited exposure when it comes to real battle in the skies or exercise like the Red Flag. Unlike American, French, Russian, or Indian pilots, They've not been exposed to different tactics implemented by different air forces and air defense battalions. China's most advanced fighter, Chengdu J-20, which is designed by stealing American technologies and claimed to be a stealthy fifth-generation fighter, got exposed in 2018. Reports emerged that a Sukhoi Su-30 MKI of the Indian Air Force managed to detect the Chinese Chengdu J-20 jet fighter. Indian Air Force Commander Arup Shah said, "The Sukhoi's radar can see them. The new Chinese jets are not so invisible after all. No special technology is required to detect the J-20, as it can be detected by ordinary radar stations." This has ignited debates that the J-20 is nothing more than a glorified 4++ generation fighter. Another aspect gives credibility to this theory. Russian news agency TASS has stated recently, "We're expecting a response from China on our offer to purchase modern weapons and military equipment manufactured in Russia, including additional batches of Su-35 fighter jets." Viewers may note that China already has 24 Sukhoi Su-35, but now wants to add more. This report was corroborated by a Chinese military television channel, which stated that China may buy more Su-35s. If the indigenously manufactured Chengdu J-20 is good, why would China need to buy Sukhoi Su-35 from Russia, which is a 4++ generation fighter? Chinese avionics, sensor technology, and electronic warfare capabilities are generations behind American or European ones. For example, the F-35's AN/AAQ-37 electro-optical distributed aperture system, which consists of 6 high-resolution infrared sensors, has demonstrated the ability to detect and track ballistic missiles to ranges exceeding 800 miles, or 1,300 kilometers, when it was flown in military operational exercises in 2011. No Chinese jet can accomplish this even today. The other aircraft in the Chinese fleet are also not up to the mark, as they've been mainly imported from Russia or is inspired by older Russian designs. It's important to note that Russia has not provided the best technologies, as it's wary of China's rampant reverse engineering and long-term ambitions. Even Chinese ally Pakistan has refused to buy Chinese JF-17 Thunder with Chinese radar and engine, and have bought these critical components from other countries. Type 094 Jin class is the latest and most potent ballistic missile submarine in the Chinese arsenal, and now forms the backbone of Chinese nuclear deterrence. These have a length of 135 meters and displaces around 11,000 tons. Type 094 is armed with 12 JL-2 SLBMs. JL-2 has an estimated range of 7,400 kilometers or 4,600 miles and carries one nuclear warhead, which is thought to be of 1 megaton. In October 2019, one of these submarines surfaced more than 300 kilometers or around 185 miles from its home base at Sanya on the Chinese island of Hainan. Since the main purpose of these submarines is nuclear deterrence, their location is one of the most closely guarded secrets of a nation. The exact location of these submarines at any given point of time is known only to a handful of people. Speculations indicate that something went wrong and the vessel was forced to surface unwillingly. As per submarine warfare analyst Mr. Sutton, possibly the submarine had become entangled in a fishing net or feared that it would be. Surfacing may have saved the lives of the fishermen or the submariners. This incident clearly indicated the crew or the vessel, or both, are still immature. It's also to be noted that all Western militaries which have encountered Chinese submarines have time and again acknowledged that those subs are pretty loud and can be tracked from far off. There are lingering issues in the surface fleet too. Chinese carrier Liaoning and Shandong carries Shenyang J-15. J-15, which is basically an unethical copy of the Russian Su-33, uses indigenous Shenyang Liaoming WS-10H engines, which are underpowered. It's thought to have a low maximum launch weight, so it neither has a good range or an effective weapons package. China's own media has come down heavily on it. Beijing-based Sina Military Network (SMN) criticized the capabilities of the J-15 as nothing more than a flopping fish, incapable of flying from the Liaoning with heavy weapons, effectively crippling its attack range and firepower. Though China is now capable of building massive destroyers like Type 055, the weapons package in it remains suspect when it comes to their true effectiveness.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.